Hey guys, Zulan here, and welcome to another episode of Sky Factory. Um, as you can see, my house seems a bit different to what it used to be. I've done some redecorating, some renovating, and I got a lot of new armor from all the different mods that I could. The only armor set that I haven't gotten, well, there's two actually. It's the Draconic armor and from Draconic Evolution and the armor from Mystical Agriculture? Yeah, Mystical Agriculture. I'm sure there's more, but I've been collecting armor to kind of just, collect some. Have a bit of a collection in my room. So, also, I just changed up the block palette a bit, and honestly, I really like this look. I like the look of the ceramics, the block from ceramics, the mod. Marine blocks, golden bricks, and also porcelain bricks, all from the same mod, and some glowstone encased in mystical machine frames, which are from Mystical Agriculture. So yeah, I've been busy between episodes. I've done a lot of work in terms of the visuals. I don't know if I showed this in the previous episode or not, but yeah. And not just in terms of visuals, I've also worked on this system a bit. The system that I created last time, my auto hammer and auto sieve, my automatic resource gathering facilities, I guess is what I would call it. Over here, you can see I have two crates now that are used for storage after stuff's been gathered. It is full up, so I'm gonna have to upgrade the storage very soon. And over here, if you look at this, this is what we call a crafter, tier 3 crafter, which you can craft like so. Here we go. Here's the recipe for the tier 1 crafter. It's 2 crafting tables, 2 redstone torches, and a machine frame. Machine frame, very cheap, or relatively cheap at this point in the game. Some iron, some lapis, and some gold. And there you go. Crafter tier 2, same thing, but with the tier 1 in there, and tier 3 is the same but with a tier 2, and essentially it auto crafts any of the recipes that I give it. So all of these over here are recipes, and each of them will craft the chunks from the pieces. This thing can craft the chunks and puts it in here through this conduit, and then the sagmill, using the pull configuration on the side, will pull those chunks out, sag it down to the grits, as I explained in the previous episode, which is doubling the ore essentially, and over here it is being smelted up by the alloy smelter. So, I have a lot of resources. I have a lot of metals and stuffs, which is real nice. And over here I have my diamonds, my emeralds, my seeds, and all those kinds of things. Same over here. It's just, yeah. I'm going to be upgrading this in the near future because it's kind of necessary right now. So, needless to say, I'm going to need to sort out storage soon. I was going to do it this episode, but I decided no. I've been talking about it for so long. It's time that I finally get to building the mob spawner, which seems to be working quite well. I completely forgot about lighting this thing up. Now I have this issue of creepers blowing up my spawner, which is an issue I have more often than not. Guess I'll get to repairing this. Okay, now that everything has been repaired, I will say I highly doubt anything is going to be spawning here for a while. Let's get cracking on actually building this spawner. So, first things first, I really like these blocks. I was looking through some blocks to use for building a spawner because I've built spawners in the past and they, there's not a lot to choose from at this point in the game. And then I found these, the blocks from the Sonar Core mod. There we go. So let's take, I guess this one works. So one of the blocks I'm using is called the blue rimmed black stable stone, and that is this block over here, the outline trim block. And honestly, I think it looks nice as an outline, but it doesn't just have an outline. If you stack it together, it has a shape as well. And then this block over here is a light blue stable stone, which is this one. Now, in order to create these blocks, it's actually fairly simple. Firstly, you need to craft up some reinforced stone. To do that, it's just cobblestone and wood, or planks or logs. And then from the reinforced stone, you can craft up stable stone, which is just 2 reinforced stone, which creates reinforced bricks, which I forgot. And then the reinforced bricks is then used to create the stable stone. You then color it whichever color you want. Then you go from the stable stone to the rimmed stable stone, and then the black rimmed stable stone, or rimmed black stable stone. And so it's fairly cheap. It's just cobblestone. That's all it is. And they come in all different shapes and sizes, or at least different colors, which is nice. And apparently you can do the same with dirt, which I didn't know. So yeah, that's how I found my palette. And then along with that, I also have this dark fused quartz. Now, fused quartz, if I'm not mistaken, is just fused quartz is just quartz in an alloy smelter. You essentially just smelting quartz. I think 3 quartz equals 3 glass or something. I'm not sure how it works. I can't remember how it works, but yeah. You can also color that though, and you can make it dark quartz or dark fused quartz. You can also make it light and fused quartz. It goes both ways. Dark fused quartz is fused quartz, or rather, it's quartz and ink sacs or black dye. So, needless to say, all those squids that were spawning up there came in very useful because I got a lot of ink from them. And then I just colored it green, and I'm going to use that for glass because it's blast proof and it's dark, meaning that mobs can spawn in a room of it and creepers won't blow it up. Unfortunately, they can't spawn on top of it, or I would have used it for the floor as well. Now, I guess it's about time I start building this thing. So, it's a fairly simple build really. It's just well, I guess I can use this. 1, 2, 3, 4. I guess the 4th one should be okay. So the design I'm going with, listen, just disclaimer, I am no master builder. I love playing Minecraft, but I've never been too brilliant at the building aspect or the redstone aspect. I've been good at the modded aspect of modded Minecraft. That's really all I'm good for. So going 3 up. So I'm taking it 3 up because, please feel free to call me out, but Endermen are 3 blocks tall, or just under 3 blocks tall, so they won't spawn on anything lower than that. So I'm making the spawning room 3 blocks tall, and then I'm gonna have a second layer. This is not the roof, it's just I'm gonna have another layer. And the reason I'm gonna have another layer is because well, for one, it would just be nice to have more spawns, or more room for spawns. And I'm also going to be changing up the colors a bit. Instead of having the same green outline with the blue layer, I'm going to have the blue outline with the green layer. But for now, I'm going to build this thing up, and then I will get back to you. Okay, so the first layer is, well, the first layer is complete. The second layer is not complete because I ran out of ink sacs, and it seems that my squids have stopped spawning, and I'm not exactly sure why. So I used to have the kind of just flowing stream of water over there that would just spawn squids every now and again, and then I'd just get my ink sacs from there. But it seems that my squid just completely stopped spawning, and I don't really know why. For now, I'm gonna work on the bottom layer, and I'll get to the top layer at a later date. There are many ways to make a mob farm. Sky Factory narrows that down quite a bit with the tools that it gives you, that you have at your disposal. So this mob farm, I've made sure that it is in a single chunk, its own chunk. There's nothing above it, so it should spawn unobstructed. The reason for that is because, according to a certain YouTuber known as Assume Avoid, the algorithm that spawns mobs starts checking for spawnable spaces from the very bottom layer, the very first block, as in void, first block, and then upwards continuously, and on every spawnable block it has a chance of spawning a mob. So in that sense, it has to check every block that it can within that y-axis, so every block going upwards. However, if there is nothing above it, it doesn't need to go up that far, so it will just spawn something on the first block it sees, the second block it sees, and then done, kind of thing. So if you just have one layer or two layers at the bottom of the world in the void, you shouldn't have a problem. It should be a very efficient farm. And this is true not only in Sky Factory but also in regular vanilla survival Minecraft. I am looking for the mob pusher, or the mob fan. This thing does exactly what it sounds like. It pushes mobs in the direction it's facing, and it's fairly cheap to make and requires no power. So I'm gonna gather up the resources for that, which is stone slabs, iron, and redstone. Redstone, got some over there. Stone slabs, well, iron, got some over here, and stone slabs, hopefully I have some. Aha, there we go. So I'm gonna just make, I think 2 should be enough actually. 1, 2, 3. I think it's in this formation. I know I can click the button, but I want to see if I can remember there we go. Okay, mob fan complete. Right, so I know what you may be thinking. Dulhan, what you gonna do with 2 fans? This mob farm is huge. It's not gonna work with just 2 fans, okay? It's not how this works. And I'm going to tell you, yes it is. Don't doubt me, don't doubt me, fam. I know what I'm doing. I've done this before. This ain't my first Minecraft rodeo. So just as a demonstration, I'm gonna put this down. Guess I'll break this for now and pop the fan down over here, and boop. As you can see, it pushes me in the direction that it's facing, and clearly doesn't push me too far. But the beauty of this thing is that it is completely upgradable, meaning that this is not even its final form. It can be made better, and it will be made better by me. Okay, so now that we have the means of pushing the mobs, let's, well, as you saw, it's a big spawner. It just doesn't push a very big area, but that's what upgrades are for, and it does have upgrades. So I'm just going to type in mob and see what we find. Okay, there we go. There are 3 kind of upgrades for the mob fan. It's the width modifier, which increases it by 1 on each side. The height modifier, which, as the name suggests, and the distance modifier, which I need a lot of those. Now, the width and the height, you can only have 3, and I'm not going to worry with the height because we're just focusing on 1 layer. So what do we need? We need aluminium rods and aluminium blocks. Now, I didn't do this before because, you know, I didn't really have a whole lot of resources, but I do now. I have a lot of resources now, so I'm not too worried about wasting it on anything at this point. So I think 3 should be enough. Was it 1 block per? 1 block per. And rods. Boop boop. That should be enough. Well, actually it's a bit short, so let's just make the 2 for now. So there we go. We got the 3 upgrades over there. And then we need steel rods. And steel is another reason that I wanted to build the alloy smelter, because steel is an alloy, and it's an alloy that, if I'm not mistaken, requires coal and iron. So let's just take a look at what we need. Coal powder and iron, even worse. So first we need to get some coal, which is over here. Oh, I got a lot of coal. There's more coal downstairs, but there's also a lot over here. So I'm just gonna get some coal, some flint coal, and pop that in there. And get some coal powder, and then grab some iron and pop some of that in there. And yeah, it's not, I don't think it's an equal profit thing. Like, yeah, it's 4 coal powder for 1 iron, so it's not expensive, but it's not cheap either, you know. It's still kind of costly in a way, I guess. So either way, I'm gonna let that smelt up, and then I'll be back with you. Right, so while I was waiting for the steel to get cooked up, this steel over here, I decided to upgrade my storage, which, if you're not aware, the storage system I'm using is a small crate, which is from Actually Editions, and it can be upgraded using a small to medium storage upgrade, which requires a medium storage crate. To create a storage crate, it's fairly cheap. You need some wood, some chests, and a wood casing. This is the wood casing. And then to create the medium storage, you need a small storage, some wood, and void crystals, which you get by using an atomic reconstructor on some coal. For now, let's make some more upgrades. Right, so the other one we needed was the distance upgrade. Maximum of 10, and I think I'm going to need all of it. So we'll see how this goes. Maybe 1 block short now that I think about it. Yeah, so you need 1 steel block, which is, it's a block of steel. It's fairly simple to create. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now let's see if I have enough to complete this recipe. Steel rods. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Well, I'm gonna need some more steel to make enough for both. But for now, this will do. If I go down here, just gonna punch that out quickly. I will put it right in the middle here, I guess. Okay. Put the lever on. Boop. Pushes me about that far. That's not far enough. We need another 10 blocks or so. Luckily, with this you don't go any further, or you can't actually go any further forward. You will just be pushed back. So that goes for mobs as well, and that does include the Ender Dragon. Boop. Okay, so it pushes me all the way out, which is nice. Further than out, which is both nice and kind of a problem right now. But I guess I can just make another hole over here. Next, let's put in these. And as you can see, the width gets upgraded as well. How far can I get? I think, yeah, just it actually still pushes me out of this one. Yeah, so that's 3 spaces away from this thing itself. Okay, just take these out and get my stuff back. Yeah, if you're wondering what it is that I'm using to catch everything, I built myself a magnet, I think from Actually Editions, I'm not sure, from Ender.io. It's an Ender.io magnet. You charge it up using a capacitor bank, and once it's charged up, essentially it will pick up anything that you drop, and you know, it's quite nice. It can be a bit annoying at times when you're killing mobs and your inventory suddenly becomes filled with stuff you don't want in your inventory. So you know, it has its ups and downs, but mostly ups. So 1, 2, 3, and then place it over here, and then 1, 2, 3. There you go. 1, and then from the other side, 1, 2, 3. Place it over here. 1, 2, 3, and I think that's actually 100% perfect. That covers all our bases. So just these two will cover the entire spawner. So now I just need to go get the upgrades for the second one, and all shall be good.